Intermont, or do you like Bob Warren Jr.?
I'm for good bowling.
All right, that you will have. Thank you.
Spoken like a politician. All right, he was a very fine football quarterback here in high school days when he played with our associate. And what a team they had. Tom Gatewood went to Notre Dame, but the mayor went to Yale.
Neither one of these players has won a championship match. D'Entremont has been there 2 times before. He is 0-2 in title matches. He finished second at the Tums Classic in 1991. In the infamous blackout in Panola Valley in 1989, he was defeated by veteran Ernie Schlegel. No matter what happens, Art Trask is knocked out of the Firestone Tournament of Champions because neither one of these players has ever won before.
Made the error. 3-6-10, chopping the 3 bow.
Well, he started very shaky last match against Pete Weber and recovered with a string of 5 strikes. But one thing that Bob Learn Jr. needed was a little respite right at the start. Let's see how he reacts.
Powerful bowling ball. Short, compact, 5'6", 175 pounds, and he puts it's explosive.
You're right, Chris. And when you're that short, to get the momentum, you need a lot of foot speed. He has that, and he gets tremendous wrist action. And look at how he finishes kind of upright like Dave Ferraro. Now, if you're 5 feet 6 inches tall, you can get away with that. But one key thing is you have to loft the ball over the foul line. Learn has done that very well.
Well, he jumps out to a 22-pin lead. Oh, he's performing like he's been here before as a winner. He has been here before, 4th TV show that he's made. And it's the 5th for Dave D'Entremont, his opponent.
Look at that match play, 289 to 278 last night. Let's see if we can get some of that in the championship match.
Oh, yes. Next on ABC Sports, the Fruit of the Loom Professional Boxing Series. Terrible Terry Norris, the champion, goes against the challenger, Carl Daniels. Norris establishing his reputation in 1991 by forcing both Sugar Ray Leonard and Donald Curry into retirement with stunning victories. Of course, he caught them both at the end of their careers. I don't want to take away from Curry or Sugar Ray Leonard, but Norris is a terrific fighter, and so is Daniels, undefeated.
Boy, a good break by D'Entremont there. The left-hand lane, if you're just tuning in, hooks a little bit more than the right lane. D'Entremont gets a great break, tripping the 4 out. Now he only trails Bob Learn by 12. Learn perfect through 2.
Crossing over. He really reacts at that line. He's got all kinds of moves there at the line, Bo.
You betcha. As he picks up another ball, a very low surface friction ball. Hopefully it'll slide across the center of the lane for more control and knock out the 6-pin.
Okay, Bob Learn Jr., the current ABC, American Bowling Congress, 300-game record holder, shares a secret.
Well, I try not to let it bother me, the pressure. I just try to center on the fact that I want to throw a 300 game and stay in a positive state of mind. And I hope I can apply that if I need to strike out for a title.
Well, he started out right. Now he's back striking, open with a double. Look at him running out. Boy, he is reacting. The tournament leader, leading by 11 pins, will be back.
A salute to Chris Schenkel, 50 years in broadcasting. Chris, you must have started becoming a broadcaster when you were in grade school, my friend. That can't be true.
Yeah, I started at 7. But
congratulations, my friend.
Thank you. What a journey. It's been great.
D'Entremont trails by 11. He has 2 strikes working, can cut the lead of Bob Learn Jr.'s down to 1 pin, 4th frame.
What a cruel game.
You bet. The 4-10 split. A mistake that we've seen a number of pros make today is get too soft or slow the ball down too much. The ball goes high. He has paid the penalty. The 4-10, get the ball over to the left of the 4-pin, drive it into the 10. It's about a 9-to-1 odd shot for a right-hander because he's going away from the 4-pin.
Not to be. This is the championship game, remember. The most important part is that one of the two will win his first PBA championship. And of course, we're looking at Sylvia, and she is hoping, and Dave's dad is here.
Well, Dave has the big strike ball. He's been a hot and cold bowler all his life. In the Touring Player Championship, he once had a run of 6 games. He averaged 272. That's at least 9 strikes in a row every game. He needs to do some of that right now.
Now we'll have to try and convert the 3-10.
When a player has not been in the championship round before, he has to learn by his mistakes. Regardless of his outcome in this match, D'Entremont has to look at this tape and realize, as you look how he has to make this, the 3, bounce the ball into the 10, he has to realize that his ball speed is what's let him down so far. See the perspiration starting to flow as the pressure mounts.
Very well done. Speaking of well done, we salute all the people in Windsor, Ontario in the Rose Bowl. As we look at the feet, I'll get to that a little bit later, using the whole approach. There's a new Bob Learn Jr.
Oh, we're going to have a little bit of delay, I thought, Chris. We're not even concentrating on really what's happening out there, just on his own game. As a pin had flown out from back behind the setter on lane 15. A man reached down with an implement to remove it. Bob Warren never even saw it, so he's really focused, Chris.
Is he cranking them? There you see Brandon Learn, his son, and his wife, Stacy.
The new Bob Warren Jr., you and I have both observed him over the years as an unaggressive, kind of assuming young player out here on the tour. But look at that grit, determination on his face, and he's snapping the wrist on every ball here. Opened up a big lead.
See the Arnold Palmer tuck of the trousers?
Woo! He's going to be tucking some money in those trousers in a minute if he keeps going like that.
And Dave D'Entremont, who won over Pete Weber, 204 to 169. And the semifinal game just is plagued here.
Plagued by splits. Once again, a 4-10 combination. Hit the ball over in the 4-7 zone. Drive it into the 10. Once again, I said this is about a 9-to-1 shot for a right-hander. A left-hander has a little better chance. I'd say 6-to-1, but tough shot for D'Entremont as he's in big trouble.
Okay. Earlier we mentioned Del Ballard as our scorekeeper. He's filling in so ably for Butch Soper, who was hospitalized, is out now recuperating from major surgery. And the folks in Windsor, Ontario tomorrow at the Rose Bowl are going to try and aid the finances of Butch after so much surgery. So we salute them and Matt Fiorito, the Detroit Free Press, for doing it for Butch.
And I might say, Chris, as we watch D'Entremont struggling here in the 7th frame, that many of his fellow professionals out here on the tour have contributed to a fund for Butch Soper, and we wish him our best. Now, for D'Entremont, the situation is simply this. If he spares here and strikes out with 5 consecutive strikes, he would have a 200 game. Learn going at a 229 pace.
Now let's watch the procedures of Bob Learn. Okay, sets himself using more than the full approach. Good concentration. High hit, replaying the shot himself.
Well, he just put too much on it. One of the 2 toughest common splits, I'd say, that people leave. The 3, 6, 9, 10 over on the right-hand side needs to get the ball over between the 3 and 6, let the ball carry out the 9. The other difficult spare, I'd say, would be over on the left side, the 2, 4, 5, and 8.
Okay. Bob Learn Jr. was 25th last week in Peoria, 15th at the Flagship City Open.
You're right, Chris, and here's how they got there. 18 games of qualifying. Bob Learn kind of took over the lead in the first 8 games of match play. Curtis Odom with a 300 game in both round 4 and 5 ran for a while, but now it was Learn, and he has a commanding lead here in the championship game.
Look at him react. And if he can keep up his fine bowling, his life will change and get that first win, leading now by 55.
It's on the threshold. D'Entremont must strike on every ball.
Well, there's one.
Okay, scoreboard tells the story here. Right now, he has a possible 200 game that would force Bob Learn Jr. to at least show up in the last 2 frames. Boy, has he changed and developed on the tour. He was just a young player out here throwing balls. The big hook ball, didn't have an idea what he wanted to do, and he has really developed as this young man, D'Entremont, has also done.
Two very fine regional players. For instance, Dave with 7 regional titles. This man with 16, including 4 last year. The crowd now really getting with the enthusiastic Bob Learn. Stacy smiling. Look at this. This is the emergence, Bo, of a new Bob Learn Jr.
You bet. And Del Ballard says it's over, but there's still potential for Ballard balls, but I don't think Learn will send it that wide. He's a possible 255.
All right, give us the Arnold Palmer trouser hitch. Go ahead. 6-shooter. There it is. Not to be denied today, Bo.
You're right, Chris. And I'll take it. Bob Learn Jr. spent a lot of time on the tour, almost a decade. He has learned, developed, and he's got a little victory lap here for bowling's most prolific 300 bowler. Potential 255 game.
And, of course, the people in Erie, Pennsylvania are dancing with joy. We'll have that final score, but this man has won $31,000 in his first title.